Amanda Macuga is not here today, so she can't do the intro, so I will do it myself. Ladies and gentlemen, from a warming apartment here in Hollywood, California, it's the Josh Macuga Show. Today, your live guest, you know her from Glee. She's a Tony Award winner. She's a SAG Award winner. She's a very good friend, and she's a master at Settlers of Catan. It's Jenna Ushkowitz. Jenna, what's up?
What an intro. Woo! What an intro, Josh.
How are you?
I'm good. You know, the sun is shining and I'm organizing my home and, you know, that's where we're at.
I love it.
How are you?
Again, I think, living the dream, just trying to be, here, present, happy, positive, all of that kind of in between.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah,
Yay.
I spent most of my afternoon doing research on Jenna Ushkowitz.
Oh no.
Because
oh,
because I feel like I know a lot about you. We've gone on Big Bear trips together. We've had game nights. We've drank. We've enjoyed ourselves. But I don't like, and this kind of sucks, but I don't think we've ever had like Bear! Bear!
Come here. Oh, he's so annoying. Okay, go for it. Sorry.
No, bring him in.
Come here, Bear. Hold on. Come here, psycho. He's barking at the people outside because he wants to go outside like the rest of us do. This is Bear Ushkowitz.
Oh, Bear.
Ah.
Bear.
Oh,
Kelly
Bear.
Parker knows Bear.
What? Oh yeah, I gotta turn my
Look at that sweet boy.
Hey.
If you turn off your YouTube, I can bring up the comments.
Oh.
And just be on StreamYard.
Wait, my YouTube's off.
Is your YouTube off? You're just on StreamYard?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
I got you. Okay.
Right on.
Okay.
Good job, Bear. Way to go.
Ugh.
God, I love your dog. I want a Frenchie so bad. We both do.
I mean, you babysit a Frenchie a lot, right? I always see that on the Instagram.
Yes.
They're the best. They're just.
I mean, look at that sweet boy. Look at him. He's like.
His silhouette kind of looks like Batman from behind.
Totally.
So
yes.
Oh.
Right,
let's talk about. Me, Bear.
Let's talk about Jenna. So I was saying. So I was saying that I don't like we've spent a lot of time together, but I've never had like an in-depth conversation with you about life or performing or anything in between. So me doing research on you was kind of a cool eye-opening experience.
What was so eye-opening about it?
Well, first of all, I didn't know that you had been doing performing in show business since you were 3 years old.
Yes. It was.
You were on Sesame Street?
That's the big one. If you don't know that one, that's pretty exciting. I was also on Reading Rainbow.
Yeah. What?
Yes. I felt very, very lucky to be on Reading Rainbow. And Sesame Street was really, really fun. I actually have a really funny story from Sesame Street if you want to hear it.
Go on. Tell.
Okay. So my very first experience on Sesame Street, right? Mm-hmm. And I was maybe 6 or 7.
Okay.
And we were on the way. My parents usually took me to my jobs. My dad would drive and my mom would, come in with me, or they would both stay. So mm-hmm. I don't like maple syrup. Spoiler alert. I hate it.
Wait, why?
I hate it.
Why?
I hate it. There's something wrong with me.
Listen,
somebody also said,
I'm
what
with
is
you.
Reading Rainbow, which really is showing our age.
Well, to Kelly Parker, who said, what is Reading Rainbow? Reading Rainbow was like a book show. It was a show. Lamar Burton, the best. Yes.
The best. And he would narrate books, right? He'd narrate books, and then there would be little skits in between, and it was really it was like Sesame Street, but without the Muppets. Basically, it was just educational TV on PBS.
Totally.
So, don't bark, Bear. So, okay, so back to Sesame Street. I don't like maple syrup, but I had gotten sick previous to my first shooting day on Sesame Street, and I was on a round of antibiotics. And they say when you're a kid, you have antibiotics, like you got to take it on like not on an empty stomach. So my dad made me waffles with like drenched in maple syrup that morning. And then I took my medicine, but I didn't eat the maple syrup or the waffle because it was just drenched in maple syrup. So we're on our way to Sesame Street. I'm so excited. I know that I'm about to work with Big Bird that day. Big Bird and Oscar and Slimy. Okay. So we get there. We're on our way. We're so close. It's a lot, a big studio soundstage in Queens. And so we're on the way. Yeah. And all of a sudden I feel like, and the stomach starts to grumble. And I threw up all over myself. Yeah, I threw up all over myself. So we had to drive home. I had to shower. I had to change. But I was like, I'm going. I'm going to do it. And my mom was like, I don't think you should, but okay. Like, here we go. So we show up. I made it back. And we start to shoot. And in rehearsal, they said, okay, so today we're going to try and fling Slimy over from a seesaw over into the Oscar's garbage can. That's across the park.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
In order to do that, we're going to take Jenna and Big Bird and we're going to bring them up on the seesaw and we're going to drop them. And then Slimy's going to go catapulting. So all day, I am boom. On Sesame Street, boom. And they're banging the seesaw. I'm going up and down. I'm like holding in my throw up all day long. I mean, luckily I did not throw up on set, but I did throw up off set and on the way home as well. But it was a bad experience and never again will I ever eat maple syrup.
Listen, as somebody who, I like maple syrup, I like pancakes, I like waffles, but there's something sticky when you touch maple syrup. It is on your hands the rest of the day, and I hate that.
Yeah, and there's a real, like, if you're eating maple syrup, it's really potent. I don't like any of it. But I did get to do Sesame Street that day, nonetheless.
Yes. So was this an audition thing? Like you auditioned for Sesame Street at that young of an age? Oh, okay.
I did audition for Sesame Street, actually.
Okay.
But I think they sent in tapes. I think you sent in a tape and you said, hi, I'm Jenna, and, I love Elmo. And then they were like, you're hired. It was very easy. And, the regulars, like Mr. Gordon and Mr. Hooper, they all had like the big dialogue. So we would just go in and like say one line and, I think we were pretty capable of doing that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I did 3 years of Sesame Street.
3 years?
Yeah. I worked with Oscar, Big Bird, Slimy, obviously, Snuffy, Telly, who else? Elmo, Zoe, everybody. It was really
unbelievable.
The dream.
So were you just a very, very precocious child that loved to sing and dance and act and wanted to be this all the time?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I feel like in some aspect, like it was kind of chosen for me really, really early on. But the reason why I was put into the business so young was because at restaurants when, my parents would take us out, me and my brother, and I would just go up to other tables and say hello and like walk up to them and families would be like, who is this child? And so they would always say, my mom would be like, I'm sorry, like she just wants to say hi. And so everybody's like, she's so outgoing, she would be great in modeling. So that's how it all kind of started. I got, put into modeling and then to acting. And then, I went on this audition for The King and I on Broadway when I was 9. And that's when it kind of set in that this was something that you could do forever, right? That you could do as an adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was always very ambitious and a total go-getter and totally a bubbly and extroverted, which changed over time. But yeah, I was always like the kid with the little smile, like always everywhere I went.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who, like we'd be on the Ocean City boardwalk in the summertime and I'd be, 3 years old and I would walk up to other families like, hello, hi, what are you doing?
And I was that. Were that kid.
I get it.
You were absolutely
I was that kid.
You're still that kid.
Thanks, Jenna. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're 100% correct. Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
I didn't know, I guess when you're a child that grows up in Long Island, right, where you grew up, or, that New York kind of area, you're way more, not susceptible, but you're way more likely to maybe get into show business, just like a child who grows up in Los Angeles, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's true because they're, even as a kid growing up, like my dad worked out of the house. So he was able to drive me into the city, which was 45, 50 minutes every day, or take me on the train, which is another 45-minute ride. But he was able to do that. And my mom actually stopped working when she had my brother and then adopted me. So it was really like they had the time and availability to do it, because if you don't have that flexibility, kids can't take themselves on auditions.
No. Yeah.
So it's a really particular breed of parent and child having to both want it that young. And I don't know. I think a lot of people tried it. Like I had a lot of friends in school who were like, I want to model, I want to act. And then their parents would take them in once and be like, okay, that's enough, Whereas we were going in like five times a week. So, but yes, I do agree that you're more susceptible to even just try a little bit.
Right. Did you, going into, because, I did the musicals and like the plays and stuff in like the 6th and 7th and 8th grade. But then I got to high school and I was an athlete, so I couldn't do those, right? Like I couldn't. Choose, right? You got to choose, right? Yeah. And unfortunately, I swam. So in the wintertime, that was when the musical happened, right? So I couldn't really do the musical and all that kind of stuff. But shocking that I brought up that I swam in high school, Jenna. Shocking that I did. You knew that was going to come. You knew it was going to come out, Jenna.
I knew it was going to come. I just wasn't sure how.
You knew I could snake it in there.
Did you swim in high school? Did you swim in school, Josh?
Oh, God.
I'm glad that you got it in. I'm glad.
I wrote it on a note card here. Make sure to say you swam in high school. I wrote it on a note card.
He even wrote it down, even though if you didn't write it down, you would still get it in.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. No, you're right, though. You had to choose. Yes. I did not swim in high school.
Well, it's okay, because now you're the most fit athlete on the planet. I swear to God, you post more fitness videos than any person ever. And I'm like watching Amanda watch you in the morning on Instagram, and I'm like, she's like really good at working out. Like, look at her go. It's insanity.
She's so fast.
She's so fast.
In my time lapse. I like it. I think people are probably really annoyed with my workout videos by now, but people say that it's inspiring them to work out, so it makes me feel a little bit better, posting them every day.
I was just going to say, if you inspire even 10 people to work out. To
get up and do something,
then you're doing something.
Right.
But so you were so good at musicals. Did you do high school musicals? Like, did you do high school productions?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, like, I hate to say that my teachers probably treated me a little bit differently because I was a working actor that young, but they definitely treated me differently. Like, I got the leads in all the middle school plays, and I got the tap solo and like the dance in 5th grade. And I was thinking about that last night. I was like, maybe I'll pull my tap shoes out in quarantine.
Yes.
But I did do musicals in high school because I went to a performing arts high school. So It was very, but there was a very strong sports um, uh,
Athletic department.
department, sports program as well. Like we did really well in football and in not swimming, lacrosse, and we had a lot. I mean, our school had like everything from tennis to racquetball. So
Right on.
yeah.
Zeke Gallo thinks that I have too much chest hair to swim. I still think Macuga has too much
Did you
chest hair to
shave
swim.
it in high school when you swam?
You had to for the
Yeah.
championship meets.
What about
Yeah,
your
you had
legs?
to.
Did you shave
Everything,
your legs
the whole
too?
body. The whole body, Jenna. Everything.
It's like
top to
40-year-old
bottom.
virgin. Kelly Clarkson.
It took me, the first time you shave it all, it took about 4 hours. It took a long time.
Oh wow.
Head to toe.
Wow, that's good.
And there's hair on my hands and fingers and everything.
Oh yeah. I mean that's the second that actually you lost by. There it is.
It's right there. It's right there. So you went to
lots of high school. Yeah, I went to a performing arts high school and we did lots of musicals. It wasn't like the winter musical, like when you swam in high school. It wasn't just one. We did a spring musical, a fall musical, a Shakespeare show, a dance show, a Christmas show and choir, and a play every year.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I mean, you were in it. That's awesome. Because I read that you were the first high school to ever put Les Mis on. Is this correct?
Right. Yes, so Cameron McIntosh, who was the producer of Les Mis on Broadway, he came and we got the rights and we actually created the high school version. So every high school from now on that does Les Mis is doing the version that we created and my theater teacher created. So they cut a bunch of stuff. They cut stuff that was either not appropriate or too long or whatever to make it high school friendly. Because otherwise you'd be there for 4 hours and all the parents would be sleeping. But he came.
I'm pretty sure. He did?
Yeah, he came. Cameron McIntosh came, and it was huge. It was so cool. I mean, it was one of the coolest things. And I was only a freshman, but I still got cast in the musical, which was glorious and amazing. It was so much fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody just commented in here, Lupe Justinian said, Jenna's record is on Tapology. Is that something I should know about that I didn't know in my research?
What is Tapology?
I don't know.
Well,
Jenna's record is on Tapology.
Jenna's record is on Tapology. Okay, well, we're going to have to find out what that is. Do you want to share what that is with us?
Yeah, Lupe.
This is not something that you need to know because I didn't know it.
See, you learn something new about yourself every day,
That's
Jenna.
right.
And apparently your record is on Tapology.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's an MMA website joke.
Got it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool.
Cool. In your, along with my research, I also saw that you starred in The Wedding Singer in Pittsburgh, and you never told me this.
I definitely told you this.
Jenna, I would have talked to you about Pittsburgh for 4 years had you told me that you starred in The Wedding Singer in Pittsburgh.
I loved Pittsburgh. It was the first time I'd been there. Bear and I got there. We were there for 2 weeks. We did the show at the Benham Center, which is a gorgeous theater. So much fun.
Yeah.
We rode the
incline.
And we got kayaks, and we tried to go to a game, but we didn't get to go. Sometimes some of the performers get to sing the anthem at the game, but it didn't work out with our schedule because we had shows. And I loved Pittsburgh so much. I will say the air there is not the greatest. I did break out quite a bit.
The air?
Like the air, I think it's like factory air still a little, and it was
really.
Whoop! My skin was a rockin', but that's not important. Nobody needs to know that.
Interesting.
The food's amazing. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
And I had the best time.
Good.
I drank a lot of beer.
Yeah, you did. Well, that's all I really wanted to know. I just, I saw that in there. I was like, Jenna. So walk me through the Glee casting process, because I read that Ryan Murphy didn't really do a casting process. He found you on Broadway. Again, these are things that I knew nothing about. I mean, why would you bring that up in like casual conversation? It's all you swam in high school and you have to tell everybody about.
Right, exactly. Well, Ryan Murphy, he found me on Broadway. So
no big deal.
No, I did go through a proper audition process. I think he had found Leah, Michelle, and John Groff on Broadway.
Okay.
But you're not far off because I was actually in the show with them
Got it.
Where he saw them. So
okay.
We were in Spring Awakening on Broadway.
Gotcha.
And Leah, Michelle, and John Groff were the leads of that. I joined a little bit later. And Ryan found Leah and was like, I have this role. I think you're going to be great, but you have to audition as well. Because for these massive TV shows, for these broadcast, like Fox Broadcasting, you have to jump through all the hoops. And basically, like, Ryan can give his top choice, but they have to all say yes.
Okay.
So Leah got cast, and then very shortly after, I was in New York, and they called me in for an audition to tape in New York, but then they were going to send the tape to LA.
Okay.
So I went in and I did my Tina line, which was actually a stutter because she had a stutter in the pilot. So really my audition was what? And that was it.
That's it.
Booked it. Just kidding. So what? So they sent that in, and then a month or two later, I got a call, and they were like, "Hey, remember that thing you went in for? The producers are coming to New York, and they would love to meet you." So Ryan Murphy, Brad Falchuk, and Ian Brennan, they all came to New York, and they heard me sing, and I did some more Tina stuff, more stutters. And then they asked me to improv a little, and I was like, ooh, I don't think I got that. My song didn't go very well. It wasn't very good. So I left, and then I figured I hadn't got it at that point. I was like,
okay.
What
happened with the song?
So there was an accompanist in the room, and he started playing, and the cut wasn't really correct, and the problem with going in on an audition with an accompanist and your music is unless you know the person, you've been able to rehearse with them before, this is the first time you're doing it with them. So either you could mess up, they could mess up, or you could both screw up. He screwed up. No. I think I kind of screwed up too, but I made it look like he screwed up. And it just, the cut wasn't right, and then we got off tempo a little, and then and then you start to panic when that happens, and you're like, this isn't going well.
What was the song?
It was actually Waiting for Life to Begin, which is from Once on This Island, which is the musical that I won the Tony for.
I was going to say,
as a revival. So it was from the, I took the song full circle. We came full circle.
I'm going to say,
But I sang like a really quick cut of that, and it didn't go well. And then, but I never, like, whoever thinks any audition goes well.
I was going to say 99% of auditions suck.
Don't go well. Exactly. And then a couple months later, I got a call and they said they loved you for Tina, and they would love to fly you to LA to meet all the Fox executives and to test for the show. And at that point, it's like, whoa, crazy. That's really cool. Because there's only like one or two people left at that point.
Wow.
And so they flew me to LA after
What was that flight like?
I'm glad you asked, Josh. I'm glad you asked. So they were going to fly me. I had to do the show. So I was still in Spring Awakening on Broadway at the time. So I had to finish my show at 10 o'clock, get out of the theater, and get right in a cab to go for the red eye, to make the red eye at JFK. Get to JFK. And at that point, I'm like, this is really cool. This could be really, really cool. And for people who don't know, when you test for a TV show or film, you work out your contract before you go into to actually do the test and audition again, or final test. So you know how much you're gonna make if you get it, and it's the most money that I had ever seen in my entire life. You know, it's like TV is just a different ball game. And so I was like, oh God, now the stakes are even higher. I want this job really bad. This could be like really great for me financially.
Isn't that kind of messed up though, that they would give you a number? They just put, right?
There's times where I've almost tested for things and I've said like, I know where they're ranging. Don't tell me, and let my manager just like do it, because it's something really mental that could mess with your, you know, totally screw with your audition, right?
Yep.
Anyway, so at least I was a little greener back then, and I went in and I got to JFK and I got on the flight, and I'm thinking about it more now, right? I'm thinking about it. I didn't sleep on the red eye at all, and I started to get hives. And I got hives all over my chest and my neck, and I was like, I must have gotten bit by a spider on this flight or something. I don't know what happened. It was just nerves. I had given myself stress hives.
Oh my God.
And then the craziest part was when I got off the flight, I landed at like 8 a.m. I think, and then they took me straight to the Intercontinental Hotel, which is right near Fox Studios. They let me shower, warm up, get dressed, and I had to go and do my test off of a red eye. So my test was on no sleep with like half hives.
Oh my God.
Off the flight. It was so crazy. Yeah, Bear feels the same way.
Bear's pissed. Bear is pissed.
Hey. Sorry.
It's okay. No worries.
Yeah, I did the test and
Same song?
Same song. Okay. I did a little bit more improv. I did the same stutter, and then I tested. What? And
what? Okay.
And then I tested with Kevin McHale, who got Artie, and the person who was testing against Kevin, and then Chris Colfer, who was testing against himself, who is you know the Kurt Hummel, and then me and another girl from New York as well, and we all. You can't leave the room until everybody finishes auditioning, so you're all in the waiting room together that whole time. It's very intense. It's very, very intense. Yeah.
Wow. And so you're listening. You can hear them singing and everything.
Yeah, to an extent. Like it was Fox, so at least like it was a little down the hall. It wasn't like a regular casting office where like the walls are paper thin and you hear every second of their audition and go, I'm doing it wrong, you know?
Right. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Is that what you've been doing? Yeah, good.
Yeah, so that was my, that was the audition process for Glee.
And then, I mean, you know, obviously I watched Glee simply because you guys did Journey, like the second or third episode, right? First episode, thank you. And that Journey's my favorite band. I mean, they can do no wrong. You guys do that Journey mashup, and I was like, whoa, I'm on board.
I know.
Christ.
I know. And when I read the pilot with Don't Stop at the very end of it, I got chills, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is really special. Yeah. Right?
And you do that mashup, and really and truly, I mean, you could, I mean, I'm not a music historian or anything like that, but you could argue that Glee really created the music mashup in that form.
Definitely.
Right?
No, definitely. We were actually talking about this on the podcast recently, because we were like, what is the mashup? This is my everyday. We're like, who made up the mashup? We actually think it was one of our music producers, Adam Anders.
Okay.
Hey! I'm so sorry. This is such an embarrassing live stream with Barry totally interrupting the whole thing. Oh, there's gardeners. That's why.
Those sons of bitch.
Is it really loud?
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah, so we think it was a music producer. It wasn't the creators of the show at all or anything like that. It was truly, but the mashup became like our thing for 6 years.
I mean, it really was. That clap almost worked. You almost had
Almost. Gosh.
So, you know, watching that, I obviously was kind of hooked. And then, I mean, the way we met is kind of funny because I delivered groceries to your friend Kevin's house and you answered the door.
I forgot about that. I totally forgot.
Yeah, and you answered the door, and I was like, wait a second. You know my then girlfriend, right? If you want to get the dog, you can get the dog.
Okay, hold on.
Get the dog? Yeah.
Hey! You gotta go outside.
In the meantime, if you guys are all tuned in, check out the season finale of Eating History tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on History. All right, there you go.
I can't believe
that was my little
finale.
plug. This is
a show.
Thank you, Jenna. George Belozerski said, "I'm very upset that Tina got so few solo songs." As
Me too, George. Me too.
Yeah.
Sorry. What were we talking about?
No, but so what I was getting at was, so, I started dating Amanda, and she's like, my friend Jenna, she was on Glee, and I was like, yeah, I know who Jenna is because I watched Glee. Like, I'm telling you, Jenna, I watch, and I'm not like, here's the thing, and I've said this on many different shows, and this would probably piss you off to know about me, but laying everything on the table, I'm not a big fan of musicals. Like, they've just never equated to me. Okay,
sure.
I went to see. I think my parents took me to see like Phantom of the Opera and Beauty and the Beast and a couple things when I was younger.
Musical.
Right. And then when I was 23 years old, I was living in New York, and my mom and my aunt and uncle all came into New York, and the whole family went to see Wicked. And I was like, now this is an effing musical. Like, this is awesome.
Totally.
Okay.
Life changing.
It's just it was so hit or miss. And I thought Glee was going to just be like this weird high school musical kind of a situation. And then you guys did Journey, and I was like, all right, sign me the F up. I'm going to watch this show. Okay? So I did. And so I start dating Amanda, and she was like, oh, my friend Jenna, and like showed me a picture, and I was like, from Glee? Yeah, I know who Jenna is. And then as people in LA do, I had many different jobs, and I was delivering groceries as a side hustle because it was few hours and it was good cash and whatever. And I see your name pop up, and I was like, please be my delivery. Please be my delivery. And I got your delivery, and you answered the door, and I was like, I know this is weird, but you're friends with my girlfriend. And you were like, wait, I know your face.
This was early in your relationship too.
Really early on.
Obviously, I would have met you shortly after that, But that was, and then I think I texted Amanda. I was like, I met your boyfriend at my front door.
and she'll always say she was mortified of the situation. And I was like, everybody's got a side hustle.
That's right. Everybody's got a side hustle. That's like when my friend was driving for Uber and was like, I had an old friend they hadn't seen in a long time got in the back, and he was like, I just can't. I was like, you know what? You got to own it. You got to own it. Everybody's hustling right now.
Everybody. You know what? It's a city of hustlers. But so, when we became friends, it really took me, first of all, we've never done karaoke together, and I hear you doing karaoke is almost unfair, which I would love to see.
I don't know about that. I just think I'm a little braver when I do karaoke.
because
Yeah.
I got you.
No idea what's in this.
Exactly. We know that at karaoke. And listen, Barney's Beanery on Sunday night here in Los Angeles. That used to be my jam. That was my bar. That was my karaoke night.
I love it.
Right. And the first time Amanda saw me do karaoke, she said, you have to do karaoke with Jenna. And that was like 3 years ago, Jenna. So the fact that we still haven't done karaoke together is very, very,
That's true. That is really crazy, and we have to do that.
Yeah. So put that on the bucket list of that.
Great. I'm in. Count me in. Oh, that's so funny. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a bee in my house.
Keep it alive. Don't let it get eaten by the murder hornets.
I know. As long as he doesn't sting me, we're okay. All right.
Are you allergic to bees?
Yeah, slightly.
Look at you staring off at the bee.
I'm just
okay. So we're gonna play 2 games here, and some of them have to do. So one of them is called the Tony Award winners because you won a Tony. And real quick, the story is we're playing game night at your house, right? and we're drunk. We're playing Western Train. We're playing dominoes. And then we start talking about Settlers of Catan, whatever. And I get up and go to the bathroom, and I walk by, and there's a SAG Award and there's a Tony in this like little nook in your home. And I come out. Do you remember this? And I come out. I was like, "You have a Tony?" Like
That's really funny.
And
I forgot about
the reason that I was so excited is I'm the biggest Seinfeld fan in the world. And when Kramer wins the Tony for Rochelle, I think it's like the funniest thing in the world. And so I had that Tony. And do you remember Amanda's reaction? She was like, "Put the Tony down!" Like she was.
Everybody loves to pick it up and touch it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know what? I would too. I've picked up other people's Tonys. So
Yes. Yeah. It's such
know.
a cool thing. Any of those major awards.
Tony? Oh my God.
So here's what it is. I'm going to give you certain Tonys, and you have to describe the award that Tony would be. Okay?
Oh,
So
okay.
So here's your first Tony. What would the Tony Soprano Tony be? What would you win if you won the Tony Soprano Tony?
Oh, what would the trophy look like?
No, like what would your performance have to be to win the Tony Soprano?
Yeah. Okay.
Like for the 3rd annual Tony Soprano Awards, the award goes out to
the best kill.
The best kill.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I like
Right?
that. Yeah. I mean, like either that or the best person that says Capicola in a show or something like that.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
The Tony Collette. What would the Tony Collette Tony be?
Most versatile actor.
There you go. United States of Tara.
Every role under the sun.
She's very good. She's a very good actress. Yes.
I like her a lot.
Zeke Gallo says best curb stomp. That's a little violent, but I get where you're going with that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
How about the Tony Danza Tony?
Oh gosh. The best tiny dancer.
Yes. There you go. That is awesome. I was going to say, I do love Friends.
Okay,
it's
good.
very,
Me too.
we've been watching a lot of it during quarantine. I was going to go maybe best Manny award for
that's
Tony
good
Danza.
too. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Who's the boss? I always
Love
was jealous of people that grew up in Connecticut, like outside of New York, because they could have had the who's the boss situation.
Right.
How about the Anthony Hopkins, aka the Tony Hopkins? I was searching on this one.
Tony Hopkins. Ugh. I feel like it would have to be something with Hannibal. Was that so dark?
Hannibal Lecter. No.
Like it could be we could go even farther, take 2 steps and make it like a food award of some sort. Weirdest.
So the creepiest food dish?
The most eclectic food dish. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws for that one. Where'd you go, Josh? There you are.
Okay. I see you.
Eclectic
I see
food.
you. Okay. I was over for Stone. The Stony. What would that? Sorry.
The Stony. I mean, it's got to be like the highest. This is the highest award.
The most.
This is the highest accolade.
Okay. There you go. And how about the Game of Throney?
That's a good one, Macuga. That's a good one. The Game of Throney, that is to the family member that has kissed the most other family members. We're going incestual on this one.
Well, listen, if that's what you took away most from Game of Thrones, then that's what we're going to give you in the Game of Throney. That's totally fine.
I like the Game of Thrones one. Oh, David.
Okay, here we go. This is
climax. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. David Stanley. Okay, this next game is Jenna's How Well Do You Know Yourself?
Oh,
How well do you know yourself?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. According to Wikipedia, you are a Tony Award-winning producer, actress, singer, and what else?
Actress, singer. It said producer on there. Podcast host.
Mm-hmm. Boom! Yes! Jenna nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Okay. According to Wikipedia, you were raised in what town in New York?
East Meadow.
Yeah! Oh, nailed it again. Well done. Well done.
Oh, man. I thought it was wrong,
Okay.
and then I was going to be wrong.
I need... Okay. According to IMDb, and this, you have to get to the inch. Okay? How tall are you?
All right. Well, I'm actually 5'1.5", but I have a feeling it's going to say 5'1".
No, it says 5'4.25".
Wrong. IMDb's wrong. What? That's the funny part. I am 5'1.5", but it's wrong. They're wrong. That's weird. That is
crazy.
Weird. Who said that?
In metric system, you're 1.63 meters. In the metric system, you're 1.63 meters.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'm gonna use that from now on.
According to Wikipedia, Raymond Flander of the Wall Street Journal, he had a strong blank voice.
Wait, say that again?
Adjective. Okay. According to Raymond Flander of Wall Street Journal, your solo of True Colors showed off your strong blank voice.
Soulful?
Ooh, we were looking for crystalline. Crystalline.
Wait, stop. This is a very specific term for my voice.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
well,
I'll take it.
When I saw the adjective, I was like, okay.
All right then.
All right. Okay. According to IMDb, your nickname is what?
I have a nickname? According to IMDb. What would my nickname be on IMDb? I am dying to know. I'm going to go with... I have so many nicknames. I don't... Jen?
No, we're looking for Crispy. Your nickname is Crispy. Crispy,
okay,
Jenna.
I know where they got that from. Do you want to know where they got that from?
Yes. Yes, please.
So Naya Rivera and I were really good friends. And during the show, though, in particular, we would hang out every day. And we would go to Sushi Roku on 3rd, and we would go get crispy rice and spicy tuna. It's a California specialty at any sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
We would just literally order those and wine, and we'd be so happy. So I started calling her Noogs, Naya, like crispy nougat, and she would call me Crisp. And so
Okay.
that's where it came from. So I get where they were going with that, but never would I have divulged that information to any outlet where IMDb should have gotten that.
Well, guess what, Jenna? Your new nickname to me.
It's crispy.
It's always crispy now, baby.
That's great.
Yeah, I can't wait to say that in front of our friends for the first time. Hey, Crispy, can you grab me a beer? See what they say.
What? That's
Hello?
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what? You have to now. You have to.
Okay. According to Wikipedia, your version of True Colors peaked at what on the Irish Billboard charts?
300.
No, 15. Jenna, you were ranked 15 on the Irish Billboard charts of True Colors. Yup.
That's crazy, number one.
Yep.
Number two is the Irish film. What was it about True Colors in Ireland that really hit home for you know what? I'll take it.
It was you and 14 songs from Lord of the Dance. So there you go.
She was unique.
She was
unique.
Very unique. Okay. According to IMDb, your character's name on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was what?
Well, that's incorrect because I was not on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Well, according to IMDb, you were.
IMDb has a couple of things that are really strange that I'm like, don't know where you got that from. But I'm going to go for it. Oh, go for it. I don't know.
No, you tell me. You tell me.
Well, I kind of heard you.
You're the violin player. You're the violin player.
Oh, IMDb.
Which is sort of like, let's be honest, a little bit of racial stereotyping.
They must have seen some Asian girl playing the violin on Sweet Life, and they were like, must be crispy.
Gotta be crispy.
Must be crispy.
Totally crispy. Oh, man. Okay. And your last, you've got two more here. According to IMDb, again, in your mini bio, you are the only Glee cast member to also be part of what?
A Glee choir.
Yeah! All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that one right.
That is true.
And your final question. According to IMDb, you are credited on how many soundtracks?
Well, there were about 15 Glee soundtracks, so I'm going to go with 6 seasons, 3 Christmas, 12.
Whoa, Jenna, 11. You were so close. You were so close. Oh, my goodness.
So many Glee soundtracks.
Oh, man. I will tell you what. You were also on the celebrity name game, which I'm very jealous of. You know me in game shows. I love game shows. It was really
fun. That was a good one. It was a very good one.
Okay. Are you ready to do some rapid fire questions?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Dirty Dancing or Footloose?
Dirty Dancing.
Do you still own CDs?
No.
Do you still own cassettes?
No.
Do you still own VHS tapes?
No.
If your best friend married your ex-husband, would you go to the wedding?
No.
Have you ever watched a full episode of a soap opera?
Yes.
Nice. Is there a moment that changed your life?
Yes.
Yeah. Which was what, when you met David Stanley?
Oh, well, I was gonna say Glee, but yeah.
Totally flipped one on you. Okay.
Very good.
Steve Urkel or Stefan Urkel?
Oh, Steve Urkel.
Okay. Uncle Joey or Uncle Jesse?
Uncle Jesse.
Will or Grace?
Will.
Brad or Chad?
As in Brad or Chad from The Bachelor?
Any Brad or Chad, really.
Brad.
You ever told someone you loved them when you didn't?
Yes.
Nice. If you had a hot stalker, would you be okay with that?
Totally.
Cool. Should a guy wear a cowboy hat ever?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You ever taken a souvenir?
Jenna.
Okay. You ever taken a souvenir cup home from Las Vegas? One of those like tall plastic cups?
No.
Good. Elton John or Billy Joel?
Oh, Billy Joel.
Do you take vitamins every day?
Yes.
Cheetos or Doritos?
Doritos.
Did you have a teenage rebel phase?
No.
Flip cup or beer pong?
Flip cup.
Are you a cuddler?
No.
Are vegans just the worst?
Yeah. Do you like that one? Do you like
That was good. That was good.
Oh,
do you read your horoscope?
No.
Have you ever been arrested?
Yes.
Dogs or cats? I get this one. We know
Dogs.
this one. The dog. Here you go. Would you go to Burning Man?
Yes.
What was your AOL name?
Jujubee428.
Yeah, it was. That's great. Are DJs just people who are good at iTunes?
Oh, some.
Ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Frozen yogurt.
Electric toothbrush or regular manual?
Electric toothbrush.
Blue cheese or ranch?
Ranch.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince.
McDonald's or Wendy's?
McDonald's.
Do you sleep on your back, side, or stomach?
Back.
Do you know how to tie a bow tie?
Yes.
Is Disneyland or Disney World the happiest place on earth?
World.
Disney World. If you had a band, what would you call it?
Bad Blood.
Okay.
It's just it was the book I'm reading.
Good steal. Good pick, Jenna. Really good.
Gotta think quick. Gotta think quick.
Good. How often do you clean your car?
Often.
Oh, good. Can you play an instrument?
My voice.
Oh, yes, you can. All right. Soap or body wash?
Body wash.
Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Damn it. Billy Madison.
What celebrity would you like to speak at your funeral?
Oh, man. Oprah.
Oh, there you go. Fish or chicken?
Chicken.
Chicken or steak?
Steak.
Have you ever painted a picture?
Yes.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Mozzarella sticks or fried calamari?
Damn it. My dad's going to kill me. Mozzarella sticks.
And finally, have you ever called into a radio station and won concert tickets?
No. My brother always wins when he calls. Always.
I've never won anything.
He wins everything. Everything.
Sons of bitches. Jenna Ushkowitz, you're an absolute treasure.
Thanks, Josh. This is so much fun.
You're the best. Thank you for coming on. Did you want to plug anything before we let you go?
Well, I'm sure most of these people know, but if you don't know, I've got a podcast. It's called Showmance. If you find it on iTunes or Spotify, just look for Showmance or Jenna Ushkowitz, and it's a Glee recap podcast, and you'll hear all the Glee tea.
All the Glee tea. And as a former Gleeman myself, a person that really enjoyed Glee, it's when you start dating somebody and your friendship circle widens. It's always nice when your girlfriend, who becomes your fiance and then becomes your wife, has really great friends. And so, thank you for being an amazing person.
Aww,
and
you're so nice, Josh.
Thanks for coming on the show. I can't wait till this quarantine is over and we can have a game night again or just get drunk and
for real. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, right.
Have
Enjoy some tacos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And stay safe out there, and hopefully we see you soon.
Thanks for hanging, everybody.
Bye, Jenna.
Bye, Macuga.
Jenna Ushkowitz, everybody. She's an absolute treasure and an awesome human being. So thank you all for tuning in. If you are new to the channel here and you don't know who I am, you guys can go and check out this channel, all kinds of different episodes with all kinds of fun people. Just like Jenna, probably not as talented as Jenna because that's my first Tony Award winning person I've ever had on the show. And I got to tell you, winning a Tony is pretty damn impressive. So I just sold all my other friends down the river. Everybody is talented in their own way. That was rude. I love all the people that have ever been on my show except for 2 people, and they don't know who they are, but they were on an episode a long time ago, and they were mean to me. That's okay. You guys can check out Eating History tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on History Channel, the season finale. It's a lot of fun. If you guys have never watched an episode, go to history.com. You can watch all of the episodes that we've aired already. You can get it on Hulu. You can get it on Amazon. You can buy it on YouTube. Anywhere that you watch TV, you can find Eating History. My name's Josh Macuga. This is the Josh Macuga Show. We'll be back next week with a couple new episodes. I'm lining up some new guests. The longer this quarantine goes, the more of these live streams we're going to do. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, Eating History tomorrow, the afternoons on Thursday, and a Seinfeld Josh Pretty on Friday. Until then, here's that awkward part of the broadcast when I stare at the camera as it ends. Thank you all.